Okay, now in our next assignment, everybody's going to need this graph paper, or at least to see it. I mean, I will scan it and send copies to those learning on virtually. Okay, it's going to have to be done that way. Because in the last couple assignments ago, you graphed the line and highlighted. Now, what you need to do is go back and write the inequality. So what you are going to do here is write y, but you're not going to write equals, okay? When you have highlighting done, you make a circle, okay? That's a circle, and then blank x plus blank goes over here. So you have to find your m and your b. M, b. M's your slope, b is your y-intercept. Now, slope is rise over run. Now, we need to get a 0.1 and a 0.2, okay? This should be the 0.1, okay? 0.1 needs to be down the y-axis. So that's 1, and then go to the right, okay? To do right there would work. That's 0.2, okay? Then rise, 1, 2, 3, 4. You went up 4, so your rise is 4. You went over 1, so the run is 1. So that'd be 4 over 1, okay? If you look 4 and 1 up on the multiplication table, my multiplication table, somewhere I have it. Okay, I can't find it. So what you're gonna, so again, 4 over 1, that would just be in the first row. So you divide by 1, but it still ends up being 4 over 1. Okay. Give yourself some room here. You're gonna need more room. So just save that for space. Okay, so 4 over 1. Now if you have a 1 under it, you can just put 4. Okay. Alright, now your y-intercept. Go down the y-axis and write, let's use 0.1. So that's from the middle, that's up 1, 2. Now, here's how you determine the sine. Pick a point, okay, or actually just copy it down. 4x plus 2, don't draw the lines and that stuff anymore, okay? Pick a point somewhere in here, let's go 1, 2, 3, 2. So 3, 2, x is, or no, my bad. The point you pick has to be in the highlighted part. It's got to be in the highlighted part. You can't just live over here. It's got to be in the highlighted part, because that's the yeses. So go -1, -2, -3, 1, 2. So -3, 2. Remember, when you're going this way, then the x is negative. Okay, so 2 replaces y, -3 replaces x. So you got 2, circle, 4 times -3, that's a -3, plus 2. So that's -12, -12 plus 2 is -10. Now 2's bigger, so have the sign eat the 2, and that's the sign you have up here, okay? Now it's a regular line, so we put that little bar underneath it, okay? The bar goes underneath it, and there's your answer. Okay, next problem. Y circle blank x plus blank m b. So I got to find what m and b are going to be. Slope, y-int. So go down the line. That is point number 1. Point number 2, pick it here. Okay. So remember what a slope is. It's the rise. When I see a graph, it's rise over run. So I have to rise 2. So 2 goes on top, and you go forward 3. So 3 on bottom. Now 2 over 3 on the multiplication chart, those are just in the first row. So dividing by 1 doesn't change it, so that will be 2/3. Now B is 0.1. So here's 0.1, -1, -2, -3, -4. So -4 is your B. Now copy that down, because we have to fill that in with an inequality instead of just writing equals. It's got to be at the point's got to be in the shaded part though. Okay, so I'll pick this one here. Now what point is that? -1, or sorry, now I'm going forward, so positive. X is going to be positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's X. Then Y is negative. -1, -2, -3. Okay, so 6, -3. So -3 goes in for Y, and then 6 goes in for X times 2/3 times 6 plus -4. So we take 2/3 times 6. Got 4. 4 plus -4 is 0. Now 0 is higher than any negative, okay? So the sign has to eat 0. So I come up here, and that's the symbol I use. And it's a dashed line, so I don't put the little line underneath the less than sign. That's the answer. Okay, next problem. So it's a circle, it's not a 0. Okay, so MB. Okay, so point 1 has to be down where it crosses the y-axis. That's what I want, okay? Point 2, I'll go right here. Remember, it doesn't matter what you pick for point 2 if you reduce correctly. Okay, so slope, rise over run. So the rise is 2, at least while I have it. The run is 2. So it's 2 over 2. Now 2 over 2 you need to divide by 2 on both of them, and that's 1 over 1. Now if you have a 1 on the bottom, you can get rid of it, and 1 would just be your slope. Now remember the B, okay, is right there, point 1. So -1, -2, -3. Okay, now we're going to figure out what sign goes there. So just copy it down, Y circle 1x plus -3. The point you pick has to be in the colored part, the shaded part. I'll pick that one. So that's forward, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 is X, and then it's down 1, so -1 is Y. 6, -1. I'll write it off here so you can see it. Forward 6, down 1. So -1 replaces Y, 6 replaces X. So 1 times 6 is 6 plus sorry, my bad, I didn't show all my work. 1 times 6 plus -3. Okay, so 1 times 6 is 6, 6 plus -3 is 3. Eat the bigger number, so that's how the sign lines up there. It's a dashed line, so that's what we have. Okay, next problem. Y circle blank x plus blank. So rise over run finds the slope, okay, MB. Alright, so go up here. I didn't draw this line very well. That's supposed to be at 3. Just make it right there. Okay, that's 1. That's point 1. Point 2, I'm going to go with this. Okay, point 1, point 2. So from point 1 you rise 2 and you run 1. So 2 over 1. 2 and 1 are just in the first row, so you're done. You get rid of the 1. Okay. Remember, it's got to be a 1 for you to just get rid of it. Okay, and then B is where point 1 is at in accordance to the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now I figure out whether that's a greater than or a less than. So Y, pick a point somewhere. I don't care. It's got to be in the shaded part though. I'll pick this one here. So that is -1, -2, -3, -4. Then 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 3 replaces the Y, -4 replaces the X. Okay, so 2 times -4 is -8. -8 plus 4 is -4. Well, eat the 3, so it'd be a greater than sign up here. And it's a regular line, so we put a line underneath. Okay? That's the answer. Okay, next up. Y, circle. Make a bigger circle. Circle blank x plus blank. So M and B. So M is our slope, B is our y-intercept. Okay, remember the slope from a graph is rise over run. Okay, point 1's got to be where it crosses. I'll make one right there. It's point 1. Right there, it looks like it crosses. That'll be point 2. Okay. So the rise would be 3, up 3. So 3 is the rise, 1 is the run. 3 over 1 can't be simplified. You just get your 1 out of there, and it's 3. Okay. Now, B is 0.1. So -1, -2, -3, -4. There's your B. Okay, now the test. Y, circle, 3x plus -4. Okay, so it's got to be in the shaded part though. So I'll go here. So that point is -1, -2, +1. So x is -2, y is 1. Times -2. 3 times -2 plus -4. So that's -6. And -6 plus -4 is -10. Okay, obviously it should eat the 1. So it's a greater than sign. And it's a dashed line. That's why it looks so crappy. Okay. Okay, next problem. Y, circle, blank x plus blank. So the M is rise over run. So remember, that should be your point 1, okay? If you want this to be easy, that will be, right there is good. Point 2. See, if you pick the one that's closest to point 1, then you won't have to worry about reducing it, okay? So the rise, -1, -2, -3. The run's 1, so it's -3 over 1. And obviously that can't be really simplified, but we really don't need the 1. So -3. If it's like a 4 under there, you got to keep it. But okay, and then B, 1, 2, 3, 4. So Y, circle, -3x plus 4. Now I need to find what symbol goes in there. So I pick a test point, okay? It's got to be in the colored part though. Okay, so I pick that one. That would be -1, -2, -3. And then +1, +2. Okay, so 2 goes in for Y. -3 goes in for X. Negative 3 times negative 3 plus 4. So that's 9 plus 4, and that's 13. Quite apparent 13's higher value, so it should eat 13. So that means it's a less than sign. And you put the line because it's a solid line. Okay, next one. Y equals blank x plus blank. So MB. No, not equals, circle. Okay. You can do an equals if it's just a line, but when I see that highlighted crap, okay, I need the circle. So M, rise over run. So I need a 0.1, should be right there. 0.2, right there. So that's up 3, forward run. So the rise is 3, the run is 1. 3 over 1, then you just ditch the 1, it's 3. Now B is your 0.1, okay, in accordance to the middle. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, okay. Okay, now I'm going to go in the shaded, you got to go in the highlighted part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. So I'm going to pick 5 and 2. So copy that down. You're going to take out the x and y to do a test, okay? But it's got to be from the shaded part. So 2 is y and 5 is x. So you have 2, 3 times 5 plus negative 6. So it's going to be 15. 15 plus negative 6 is 9. Well, 9's higher, so it would eat 9, so we have a less than sign. And it's a solid line, a regular line, so I put the line underneath it. You can't see it very good, but I put a line underneath it. Okay, final problem. Y circle blank x plus blank, MB. Okay, that's 0.1. Forward is 0.2. So that would be negative 1, because you went down 1, over 3. Rise over run. Okay, 1 and 3 are both in the first row, but you need to keep, on bottom you got a 3. You got to keep that, okay? Negative 1/3. And B is 0.1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a negative on the 1/3, okay, because you went down 1, forward 3. Remember, you only can get rid of one of the numbers on the slope if you have a 1 and it's on bottom. So you can't, you have to keep that as a fraction. So Y circle negative 1/3 x plus 6. So pick a point, I'll pick that one. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 for x, positive 4. Then positive 1, positive 2, positive 3, positive 4, positive 5, positive 6, positive 7, positive 8. Okay. Remember, you can pick anything as long as it's in the highlighted part. So 8 is y, and then times 4 on the x. Negative 1/3 times 4 plus 6. Okay, you need to times negative 1/3 by 4. If you get that, don't complain about it. Just put negative 1 and 1/3. Then I take negative 1, ABC1, ABC3, and plus 6. I got 4 and 2/3. 8's bigger, okay? So we have a greater than, and it's a dashed line, so only the greater than sign, not the equals. Okay, and that's a wrap.